Hi guys, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and I want to show you how to make a mojo bag by hand sewing, okay? And this is just, I'll show you everything I've used in my process, but this is kind of the finished product. You can keep them in your breast pocket for women, or men in their back pocket, or somewhere on their person. And I'll just do a quick video to show you while I'm making them, because look, I'm making so many right now. So basically I've gotten a big piece of red felt, cut out some pre-made squares. I'm doing it in a big section so I'll have loads to make. And what do you need to do this? Well, you need scissors, you need thread and a needle, red thread or matching thread, or if you have a special mojo bag that calls for a different color, You need some thick cardstock to make templates to, use your black Sharpie on. You'll need a thick black Sharpie. You'll need measuring tape if you want to use my guidelines here, which I suggest you do. If you just start cutting by hand, you get shapes like this, which are fine. But they're not exactly perfect. So you'll also need some sort of ribbon to tie the top with. I've used a quite thick one, which I like because I like the way that it ties bows like this. I think that's quite nice. It's beautiful. And it's easy to sew in. So my process goes a little something like this. You cut a square and then you lay it out. You lay it out with the ribbon in there, and then you make sure that the ribbon can move. And then you sew it below the pins that you put in that. That's why you need your pins. And then you take your needle and thread and you sew below that, and you will get something that looks like this. Okay, the whole time you're sewing, make sure it can still move. Okay, and then after you do that, you're going to want to, because we're sewing it inside out and then we're flipping it. So then you're going to want to put it like this, and then you're going to want to pin it, and after you do that, it will look like this. So now you've got it pinned. So on the outside of the pins, and do a stitch that makes it hug the outside, so if you put herbs in, they won't fall out. The stitch along the outside here, the first stitch that you did, was just a stitch where you kind of sew in and out like this, and the needles help you keep it flat so that you don't get a little ripple in there. So that's an in and out stitch like this. Think of a sea monster stitch. Let's call it a sea monster stitch, okay? But then this stitch is that stitch where it's like really, really tight along the outside, really small stitches in and out, and you're going like a shoelace all the way on the outside, stitching in, all the way on the outside, stitching in. Okay, then you're going to flip this inside out. When you flip it inside out, you've got this. I can't, how am I going to hold you up so you can see what I'm doing? Well, anyway, when you flip it inside out and you've got it like this, you just need to pull the ribbons from the outside in through that little loop. There's a loophole under here because the ribbons will be sticking in. Anyway, I thought this was a really quick, cool way to make a mojo bag. And I've just done this all up tonight, and I wanted to show you what I was doing. I will be showing you some different workings you can put in the mojo bags, absolutely. But this is just a way to make one so I can show you now, because it looks like I'm making a lot at once. Alright guys, take care and come back with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, while we're learning Hoodoo.